RCTC is celebrating homecoming week, and among the festivities, of course, some home games for the Yellow Jackets.
Tonight, the volleyball team is taking to the court. ABC 6 News reporter Ben Henry spoke with a player with a pretty amazing story that almost left her off the court.
Jessica Nelson is not only a freshman at RCTC, but their starting right side hitter for the volleyball team. And after watching her play, you'd never know that 2 years ago she was in a car accident that almost ended her volleyball career and also her life.
When I look at this, I think of perseverance, I think of strength, I think of faith, and I think of the best thing that ever happened to me in my entire life.
Jessica Nelson keeps a couple things close to her to serve as a reminder of the day her life changed forever.
I was on my way home from my grandma's house and I turned onto a gravel road, and that's the last thing I remember.
Officials say her wheel bearing gave out. She went into the ditch and rolled her car multiple times.
And I had my seatbelt on, but somehow my legs got out the window, and so the car rolled over my legs, crushing them.
Jessica was flew to Sioux Falls for emergency surgery, lucky to be alive. The next step was to try and strengthen the broken bones, but in the process, she developed an infection.
And that infection eventually ate away 3.5 inches of my bone. And in Sioux Falls, the only thing they could do to treat that infection was amputation. And so they were going to have to cut off my leg. And when the doctor came in and told me that, I was like, what?
Doctors at Mayo Clinic gave her a second option, which she says was the most painful experience of her life. An apparatus was attached to her leg and pulled down on the infected bone so healthy bone could grow.
I think the worst was definitely when we had to turn the screws and rip it through. At some points, the screws were so hard to turn, my dad would have to use a wrench.
A horrible ordeal for anyone, but for Jessica, an avid volleyball player, her life was hit with even more bad news.
They told me when they had to put the apparatus on my leg that I would never play volleyball again. And because volleyball was everything to me, being stripped away of that, I didn't know who I was.
But she says through therapy and faith, she was able to get back on the court.
I get here and I don't know what, but it's like it just clicked.
Making an instant connection with the coaching staff on her first visit, Jessica, a freshman, is now a starting volleyball player for the RCTC Yellow Jackets.
And now it's completely changed why I'm playing. Before, I played for myself and for my future, you know, selfish reasons. Now, the only reason why I play volleyball again is for the Lord, because I know He blessed me with the ability to play again.
She says she treats every game as a blessing and will never forget the day that changed her life.
I'm a new person, and I would go through the accident over and over and over because it has made me who I am today.
I'll tell you, I was truly inspired by her story today. You might have noticed the bucket hat she was wearing. She says that's her new style, and that her new purpose, or another purpose in her life, is to bring smiles to those around her. And she says if she can make one person smile because of that hat, she's doing her part. RCTC is set here for 6:30 for homecoming against Minnesota West Community and Technical College here at RCTC. Live in Rochester, Ben Henry, ABC 6 News.